we are going to be changing things up for you, changing things around. Now, much of our masterclasses over the last month or so, actually, no, probably the last 6 months, have kind of been really focused on helping people to use EFT in a personal setting, in a personal space. And I know many of you have jumped from here into our practitioner training, but we've really started to focus in on our core. God, things are opening up. Our core is really EFT training. Our core deliverable is EFT training, the most advanced EFT training we could find. We've built the best platforms. We've created transformational EFT training, which transforms you as a practitioner, as well as giving you the life skills and the tools, everything you need to help all of your clients. So it's time to shake things up. So I'm just going to be in my head and show you two of our beautiful graduates. We just love highlighting who our students are. So that's the gorgeous Mary and Sharon when they came to do training. I had to do it live in my house in those days. It was so much fun, but you know, the world has shifted and changed since then. So this mini masterclass, this mini training is going to be on demonstrating for you as a practitioner or as a coach, how you would actually work with a client to help a client to get over those blocks and those limits and the inner critic in their head. So I know many of you who come onto these calls are already coaches. You're already in the wellness space. You're already in the healing space. I know many of you are not. I know many of you are just stalking and hanging around and just checking out what we do, which is perfectly fine. By the way, feel free to always DM me, send me a message. More than happy to chat to anybody who wants to really sort of talk to and delve into EFT. But these classes are now going to start to focus on you in the practitioner space. As I said, whether you've got an existing business, and I mean, you might already be a coach. I know many of you are. You're already coaches, healers, as I said, in that space. But you may be looking at how do you get better results for your clients? How do you improve things for you with your clients? Personally, my background is in life coaching. I started off as a life coach, God, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 years ago, maybe. It must be coming up for, maybe it's not quite that. Definitely over a decade. I had a very thriving EFT practice, life coaching practice and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I had the two of them running together and it was amazing. We got great results for clients and they could work through things really easily. But what I felt was missing was the bit between they've worked with me here and we've done some great work here. But what happens when they're not with me? What happens when things happen to, you know, we've set some goals and set some targets, but they're not able to achieve them, or they're not able to move forward on them, or they're just kind of very stuck in where they are. What happens then? So a friend then introduced me to EFT, so to tapping, EFT tapping, and I added that to my clients. Adding that as a tool and a technique to my client sessions was what absolutely shifted the dial so exponentially for them, and exponentially for me at the time was where EFT for me was right. We need both. You need the coaching skills, you need all the grounding, you need all of that great stuff, and the EFT to overlay over the top of it. And the reason I say that is, I said I used to get great results from my clients already, but it was, what I found was it's that inner dialogue stuff that throws them. For an example, as I said, I was a life coach. I worked with clients and we would set goals. Okay, what is it you want to achieve? What is it you want to create here? What is it you really absolutely want? And we would be able to scope it all out. What exactly do they want? Then what would happen is they would go off and start to work on that plan and start to implement that plan, and they would get stuck. Whether they then started to procrastinate, whether they did avoidance, whether they just made themselves so busy, something got stuck. So let's start to talk about what these actually are. So when your clients get stuck, when they say, look, I really want this and I want to go for it, and they're not able to, what is happening is that inner dialogue in their head. Now, talk therapy coaching can do fabulous work doing it, but EFT actually gets down into the guts of the emotion and gets into the table legs. So we teach top table leg concepts, gets into the table legs and really into the weeds of what exactly is stopping you from achieving the thing that you want. So they'll come to you and they'll go, like, I want to expand my business. They may I want, great one, business one we get regularly. I want to increase my prices. We have lots of business clients that come to us for EFT tapping, and they will come and they will talk about they want to increase their prices. So, yep, this is it. My price is going up, and I'm really set on it, and I'm really ready to go. And they leave your session, and they go away, and then all the other stuff that's attached to this money starts to come through. So actually what's happening for them, the blocks are coming up because their inner dialogue is starting to get in their ear about their worthiness. Are you worthy of the extra dollars per hour, your extra program, whatever it is? Are you actually worthy of it? If you do this and you put your prices up, will all your clients leave? So the fear is, am I going to be liked? Am I going to still be accepted? Right? That's going to run through their heads. They're also then going to be triggered back usually to some sort of childhood thing, and usually where something was taken away from them, or there was a lack, or when they got some fabulously amazing things turn up, somebody took it away. Now, I had a client that I worked with, and he couldn't increase his prices, and his business was stagnating, and he just couldn't get over that income barrier, because his big fear was that if he did and he got all these great things he said he wanted, someone would take it away. Now, track back to his younger years. He had this beautiful car that he'd bought. He had it done up. It was just custom. It was just, you could see in him, it was his pride and joy. He just loved this car. He loved what he'd been able to create, and he loved that he owned it, blah, blah, blah. Somebody stole it. It was stolen. It was stripped. When he eventually got it back, it was a shell of what it had been. And in his mind, if I get great things, or if I get good things, or if I get what I want, somebody will take it away. Now, that fear for him, and for many of our business clients, gets stuck and gets trapped in your body. So while this unconscious loop doesn't make sense to anybody else, and it doesn't make sense even to that person, those emotional connections get made, and in the body, the connections get made. So remember, for him, if I do great things, if I get more money, if I get good things coming in, something will happen to it, and it'll all be taken away. So the pain of being stuck where he is and not feeling good about where his business was or is was far greater for him than the prospect. Sorry, that the pain of losing it all was far greater than the pain he was currently in. So he's currently in pain, but that prospect of having it all taken away when he achieved it was far greater. So he just kept procrastinating. He just kept procrastinating. So let's go through what actually happens for them. So when these unconscious beliefs are sitting under the surface, and these limits and stuff are sitting under the surface, we use EFT in a very, very easy way, a very general way. It's the EFT protocol does not change very much. When we teach you to do EFT tapping, we will teach you the fundamentals. It's the stuff that Gary Craig created. It's the same as the clinic and the classic and all the rest of it. They're just the ones that came from the very, very early stuff and have been clinically trialed. That's the version that we will teach you. We will also teach you that the protocol stays the same, but your expertise and your mastering the skills of delivering EFT and working with clients will really come from the understanding of how to support a client, how to really get into what's going on for them. So the simplistic version of EFT is we identify, so where is it in the body? So we get our clients to, we'll have a conversation with the clients. You're going to have a conversation with your clients, and you're going to talk to them about what the problem is. So let's use this man as the example. So he wants to increase his prices. He's been on the same rate for way too long, and he wishes to increase his prices. His physical body is going to have a reaction to this. His physical body is going to have a sensation, whether he recognizes it or not. Now, many people are very disconnected from their body. One of the things you're going to help your client to do is to connect to the sensations in the body. So while many people go, no, I don't have them, we all physically do have them, because that's what the body does, okay? What did I read the other day? The Language of your body is the emotion. That's it. The language of your body is emotions, and the language of your head is thoughts. Pretty sure that's right. So language of your thoughts is your head, and the language of the body. So everyone does have them. So what we're going to do is we are going to want to have our conversation with our client, and we are going to want him to tell us what's going on for him. I want to increase my prices. I'm a little bit afraid. What's happening with that? So we're going to talk to him and go, so where is it in your body? We're going to get that person to do a bit of a body scan and see where the reaction is. Now, the usual places are throat, chest, and stomach are the three usual places that us humans get that creates a reaction. They're the places. So once we get them into their body, we're going to find out what the intensity is. What actually is the intensity here? Is it a big intensity? Is it a little intensity? Is it just a little twinge? Find out what it is there. And from there, you can then clear it. And the simplistic way to clear it, let's just do a tapping round. That might be the really easiest way to do it. So we use our client, we would do, even though, and I'm not going to echo because obviously you're just here with me, it's just a demo, even though I have these sensations in my body, when I think about increasing my prices, then the intensities, I don't know, say it's about a 7, deeply and completely accept myself. So even though I have this intensity that's hanging out in my stomach, even when I think about increasing my prices, I'm going to deeply and completely accept myself. So even though I have this fear that's coming up in my stomach, I'm assuming it's going to be fear, and it's a sensation in there, sitting about a 7, and deeply and completely accept myself. So we just want to get them focused in. And then that would be the conversation is, so is there anything coming up? Focus in on the stomach. What is there in the stomach? I just assumed it was fear. I've been doing this a long time. It's not hard to kind of start to figure out if you start to poke around in fear and stuff. They start to tell you what the actual fear is. When I worked with this guy, this is how he started to tell me about, he meandered off on a story about how his car got taken. All right. So put my phone buzzed, so God, get rid of your phone wherever on your Facebook Live, get off your phone and get rid of your phone so you don't get a little bit of a buzz come through. Anyway, so this is what we did with this guy. So he from there was, what's going on in the stomach? Tell me what's happening in your stomach. Tell me what's coming up. What's the emotion? Because when we tap on EFT, if we were just to say, you know, somebody took my stuff and someone took my stuff, and when I got, you know, I've got something really good in there, someone took my stuff, it's not into the emotion of what it is. So for him, it was a fear, it was an absolute loss. Like he was just so heartbroken that his car got taken. He was so heartbroken that somebody stole my car. I was so heartbroken that I had something wonderful in my life and someone took it from me. And now I can't bear the thought of having more great things in my life because someone will take it away. Someone would steal it from me. Someone will take it. I won't have it anymore. And that will be so painful again that somebody takes what I have and I lose it. That was a real kind of simplistic way that we delved into it with this man. So when you're working with your clients and you're going to become an EFT practitioner, because the particular way we're going to train you, we're going to train you, yes, in the core EFT components and the protocol, which is pretty easy. Identify what the emotion is, where is it in your body, what's the intensity, and then let's go and clear it. We're going to teach you how to delve into what's sitting under the fears. If he wants a great business with lots of money in it, but he's too afraid to go and get it, what are the underlying components in there? Now, same with people want to increase their pricing. When they want to increase the pricing, there is going to be this sensation in the body. And lots of the stuff, particularly for us in business, comes down to worthiness. We have a great business, we have a great model, we know that we can do great things, but when it comes to accepting the exchange of finances, the exchange of money in exchange for what we actually offer and deliver, many of us can get very, very stuck in that, and EFT is going to help to clear it. So again, so if you're a coach, you're in the wellness space, you're a life coach maybe, whatever sort of coach you are, whatever sort of consultant, whatever sort of space you're in, that you're helping people to achieve their goals, having EFT as another tool in your toolbox to actually clear the limits and clear the blocks on an energetic space in the body, to me is the key that makes all the difference, because I could just see the difference in my clients before I was able to offer this tool and technique to clear the emotional baggage and luggage and crap and story and limiting beliefs and the inner critic and the voices in their head. Until I could clear all of those, my clients, many of your clients, just don't get the traction we want them to get, and we just don't get them to really get the results that I know you can have for them on any level at any time, just by being able to help them on that energetic level. So I said, thank you for being here. So I'm just going to check over if we have any comments in the group, because I can't go over the Facebook group if I can see any of the comments. No comments from everyone yet. I know people come and watch these replays. If you are watching the replay, please feel free to send us a direct message if you would like more information. Now, we have a masterclass coming up on the 11th of April. It is going to be on teaching you how you can master EFT. For anyone who's looking at being an EFT coach or practitioner, anyone who's looking at either whether you're wanting to start from scratch, whether you want it as a side hustle, or whether you've got an existing practice and business and you want to add EFT onto that practice, we are going to run a masterclass that's going to help you to understand how you will master EFT, and you will be able to then help your clients on that much deeper level. So the registration and links will turn up on the group in the coming week. They're not quite ready just yet. Or head over to our meetup group. We can pop the link for our meetup group into the chat in this call. So I just want to say thank you for being here. I said I love those of you who connect with us later and who watch the replay. I said feel free to get in touch to ask any questions you might have on being an EFT practitioner. Now, those of you who do want to do it, and you know you want to do it, our advanced EFT practitioner training has no prerequisites. Instead of making you do level 1 and then go to level 2, we bring you straight into advanced, and we gear you up and train you up into the best EFT life coaching school on the planet, and the most advanced training we can get you, so that you come out and you can help your clients on such a deep level. So I'm going to stop now. Much love to you and to your EFT journey.